Good morning, guys. My name is Sanjay Singh, and I welcome all of you to this online session on Azure. So today we are going to discuss about Azure Storage Account Overview. So let's start. So in Azure Storage Account, we have four kind of services, which are known as blob, table, file, and queues. So Azure Storage Account is divided into four services. So these are the core services, basically. So now storage account means it's a cloud storage where you can store your data. Okay, so you can store your files, folders, your unstructured data, your message, your tabular data. So all kind of data you can store into Azure storage account. So we are going to discuss about one by one all of these. So blob storage. In blob storage, you have three kinds of storage. One is blob, then page blob, and append blob. So these are the types of blobs. So blob is basically used for unstructured data. If you're going to store unstructured data, so you can store your unstructured data like images, videos, jpg file, any json file, arm templates. So those kind of data you can store into blobs. Then we have page blobs. So page blobs are basically used for storing your vsd files. So you can store your vsd files into page blob size is 5 TB, and page blob size would be 8 TB. Okay, then we have append blob. So basically use of append blob is logging. So if you are storing some logs, so you can store those logs into append blobs. Okay, so that is the use of blob, basically where you can store your unstructured data and you can access this data through http or https. Now table. So table means you can store your, you can use a NoSQL database where you can store your tabular data in the form of key pair. So it's a schemaless database where you can store your tabular data in form of key and value pair. File share. So in file share you can use SMB protocol, SMB 3.0. So basically it is used for lift and shift. That means you want to migrate your on-premise files over to cloud storage. So you can use SMB protocol. You can connect this file share with your on-prem, on Windows, on Linux, okay, or on Macs, on Mac operating system. So and then you can transfer your files within file share. Or if you can use this file share for storing your debugging tools which your developers are using. So what you can do, you can map this file share with your on your developers virtual machines or system. Okay, so they all can get the same file share where they can store the common data, okay, which they all require. So that is also a use case for file share. Queue, you can store your messages into queue storage, and for storing your messages you can use queue storage. So in Azure Administrator we have blob and files. So we will discuss about blob and files. Now when you are going to create a storage account, so there are types of storage account. So let's discuss that also. So number one we have general purpose, GPv2. Then we have GPv1, and we have then number three, block storage, blob storage, sorry. And we have one more which is blob storage. Hmm. Let me delete this. So we have number one, GP version 2, number 2, GP version 1, number 3, block blob storage. Then number 4, we have file storage. Then we have number 5, blob storage. So these are the types of storage which are available into your Azure storage account. So whenever you will create a storage account, you will get these options. So which storage account, which type of storage account you want to create, you need to select. So GP version 1 is the latest one. So Azure is recommending if you are going to use blob storage. Okay, so you can use GP version 1, so which supports all kind of services like blob, file, table, and queue services. And then there's one more which is data lake gen 2. So these are the services which GP version 2 supports, and it supports there are performance tiers. Okay, so it supports both tiers, standard and premium, standard tier and premium tier. So it supports both tiers. In standard you will get HDDs, magnetic drives. In premium you will get SSDs to store your data. Now that is totally up to you which storage kind of you are going to use. That is totally up to you. Now sorry, and there are some access tiers also, so which we will discuss later. GP version 1 is a legacy, so this is used for legacy account, and it supports all kind of services except data lake, so like blob, file, table, and queue. It supports all four kind of services, but it doesn't support data lake. And pricing would be higher than GP version 2. Okay, so that means this is a costly option, and if you are going to deploy this general purpose version 2 storage, so you can deploy only through ARM, that means through resource manager. So if you have classic account, you would not be able to deploy this general purpose version 2. So through classic account you can deploy general purpose 1. So it's a legacy, so it is recommended to use general purpose version 2. Blob storage. So basically blob storage are used to storing uh, your blobs and your append blobs basically. So both kind of characteristics you will get into a blob. So block and append. So you will get the characteristics of both kind of services here in block storage, and you can store your unstructured data, your object files. Okay, and it supports again it supports only one performance tier, which is premium. That means you will get SSDs to store your data, that is you'll get better throughput, better IOPS. And if you're talking about file storage, so it will store your files which is a premium characteristics. Okay, and you will get a performance tier. That means you can use only premium performance tier if you're going to use file storage only, and the data in all storage will be encrypted. Okay, encrypted at rest. Now blob storage, so that is also a legacy account, so it is not recommended to use right now. So recommendation is use general purpose version 2 account. So it supports only standard tier, standard performance tier. So again, if you have classic account, you will use this blob storage. So right now we are using ARM, so that's why we are not using these. Now let's discuss some more features which we have into storage account. Few terms which we need to understand. So a replication, so replication options. So we have LRS, GRS, RA, GRS, we have ZRS, we have RA, ZRS, and we have one more which is GZRS. So these are the replication options which are available into Azure storage account. That means you can you'll get redundancy when you're going to store your data. So you can use these replication options, which is known as locally. So we'll discuss in detail. So in my next lecture. So that's right now we're just talking about. We're just going to take the overview only of these. So LRS means locally redundant. GRS means geo-redundant storage. RHGS means read access geo-redundant storage, and ZRS means zonal redundant storage. GZRS means geo zonal redundant storage, and RHGS means read access zonal redundant storage. Now both GZRS and RHGS, they both are in preview right now. So basically we have these options to replicate our data, okay, for redundancy purpose, which we will discuss later in our next lecture. So now data copy. Next option is storing data to Azure. So you can use import export service. You can use AZ copy to sync your data, to copy your data from your local system to Azure. You can use Storage Explorer to store your data. You can use REST APIs to store your data. Now these are the few options which you can use to store your data in your storage account. Now authentication, how you will authenticate your storage account. So we have option for authentication. You can authenticate through Azure AD. So you can create users group, and through that you can manage your authentication for Azure Blob Storage. And you can use shared keys. So through shared keys you can manage your storage account. So you can construct, or you can connect your storage account to these access keys with your application, so that they can access your storage account, or you can use SAS, shared access signature. So if you are not going to use Azure AD for authentication purpose, okay, so there is a replacement, or you can say there is other way which is known as shared access signature, so in which you will get more granular permissions. So through those permissions you can manage your storage authentication through shared access signature, which we will discuss one by one in our lab. So I hope that is clear to all of you. So in next lecture I'm going to show you how to create storage account, and then we'll do the lab. Thank you guys.